Hello and welcome to Team Fortress TV's coverage of the ETF2L 6v6 Winter Showdown 2023. It is week 7 and we have the Shadow Wizard Money Gang versus 4Fence. I am Megalodon and I'm joined by Dr. Underscore in production, and with me on the mic today is Bum. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very good. I hope you guys like battles for 5th place, because that's what we've got here tonight. Not the most important game. Neither of these teams can make playoffs anymore, sadly, but this is all for the extra bragging rights of coming 5th instead of 6th. I believe 4Fence have a bit of a head start on that. It's going to be Shadow Wizards needing to take 5 or 6 points, I think, to actually get ahead in the standings. It might even just be a straight 6. I'll have to give that a check on the season standings. But yes, this is the final game for these teams of the season. We won't be seeing either of them in playoffs unless some very funny rule breaks happen. Someone gets banned, or I don't know, they lose all their STVs.
Exactly, and I was thinking, both teams are very, very strong. We've got the side of the Shadow Wizards, Mac, for instance, 3-time Division 1 winner, I think now, and he also won Prem back in Season 40 with Witness Gaming. And I also see Geordie on the roster as well, and I believe his 2 Division 1 wins come the way of being on the same team as Mac, so there's experience there. And 4Fence as well has surprised me in recent times, especially Brugman. But it looks like we're already getting into the game here.
Geordie likes to claim his 3rd Division 1 win after losing to AZN, and then AZN got banned the next season, so we can give him the Cope Gold there. But yeah, we are going live. Our maps are going to be Reckoner and Metalworks tonight, so here we go to the first mid.
And Demo's just extending their sphere of influence right now. It's going to be a classic battle across the bridge with both soldiers going in. Patchouli, though, he's been dodging really well, actually. He doesn't take a single point of damage, and it looks like now with the medic still in the equation,
crits looking a bit dicey. Oh no, Patch. Everyone who was healing just goes down. They were about to come up on that crits, but the re-aggression from 4Fence just stops that before it gets out of hand. Patch just left all alone on 90%. No one to heal, no one to get that crits with, and there's already spam coming in onto last, getting this sentry down. Von is trying to build it up, but there's already players just camping them, keeping them here on the spawn on last. 100% Uber for Juxta, ready to take this one. They're already just capping up second, taking a bit of space. They do use it out now as the demo bombs forward. No stickies on point. Max just trying to lay them down, but it's such a hard point to sticky. It's already got half cap time, and they just can't get out of the spawn door in time. That round is over as soon as it starts.
Yeah, and I think Reckoner's been known in a bit of in recent times as being a French map, right? Because they've just been plugging it. They have a few months more experience just playing on the map than everyone else. And it's kind of showing there. Nice, quick, fast round. Nothing too crazy, but they're looking pretty dominant here. And Delhi's looking pretty strong coming into this. But we see now on this next mid, soldiers bombing in. They want Patchouli so bad on the side of 4Fence, but they're not able to get him once again. This time, they're just getting cleaned up by the Shadow Wizards, who have the 2 scouts alive. The soldier bombing Geordie, not quite getting in. But the cleanup is there on the side of the Shadow Wizards. Juxta finally going down, and that is going to be a mid this time for Shadow Wizards.
Yeah, it was much better bombs for 4Fence this time. They actually managed to get onto Patchouli. They didn't even get close to killing him last time, but in the end the mid fight doesn't work out. Just that one extra player really made all the difference, and the scout versus scout fight at the end going the way of Shadow Wizards. They have the big advantage for last, but it is Kritzkrieg rather than Uber, so we'll see if they can make this one work. Looking to pop it onto Mac. The first crit sticky is in onto the spawn, does a lot of damage to Brugman, but no kills to be found. The second crit sticky is in, finds Rons, but Af has gone down to Delhi in the meantime. It's only a 1-for-1 trade with that entire crit, so the advantage completely blown away. Now they have to just try and dry this. They do managed to get the sentry down, but they've just lost Vanu and Geordie. Opti bombing in to try and salvage it, but a demo frag is all he will find. Now Mac throwing his life away as well, just to bail his team out, but unsuccessful last push there.
Yeah, Mac's not really known for being, you know, too hot on the old crit streak. I mean, it doesn't help that he's playing against Delhi, who, you know, is the exact opposite. He always makes the highlight reels with that Medigun, but right now it seems that there's still a crits advantage. But I mean, if 4th Fence aren't careful, they could still get potentially caught by this. As a soldier bombs in, Delhi getting pressured super hard, but there's a bit of resistance coming out from the Shadow Wizards now.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult though. Obviously this crits needs to instantly find its mark, and they should know that the crits is up, as the medic did live here, but instead they find both soldier kills onto Rons and Brujman. They're just losing this fight slowly but steadily. 4th Fence, and here comes the crit sticky. It doesn't find anything. Juxta now does pop it out, and now they are chasing this combo out. Delhi does manage to find the frag onto Geordie, but both the Ubers now traded out, and this is going to be a crits Krieg advantage at the end of the day for Shadow Wizards. But in the meantime, there is a dry push potential. Ubers out of the equation, and a soldier down means that 4th Fence are just going to bust through lower here. Brujman trying to land on top of the bridge, but the scouts will take him down. Alien is now trying to fight this with his med, while the rest of his team is on the complete other side of mid. Only Alien getting heals there, and they just go down so low. Rons even loses his life. It's 2 soldiers down again on second here for Shadow Wizards. Start pushing this one forwards. No denial to be had on second, and Delhi's even getting caught in by Geordie, juggled around and taken down. Big crits advantage now. Delhi's going to be down for quite a bit longer, as the dry push just already coming in. Max getting juggled up by both soldiers. The crits just isn't quite there yet.
On the low ground, and their soldiers just got completely countered by the scouts on the crates, and they were just able to roll that all the way back to their last. Definitely the experience call of Mac, you know, rallying his troops, getting aggressive, and the dry push was, they just used the space. They had an inch and they took a mile with it, so very well played to them. Now tied up on this next mid fight. And it's looking very similar here, very similar story, with both soldiers just bombing in straight. Fortitude not finding him, ended up in Toxic. Oh, terrific shot from Brujman, who actually ends up staying alive and is going to be rejoining the fight soon, but he's really low on health. The pack isn't only just spawned. Soldiers bombing in from the Shadow Wizards to try and make something happen, but Geordie unable to find his man. Af, though. Also gets taken down.
A really weird mid-fight at the end of that. Patchouli, for about the last 5 seconds of the mid-fight, just opted to neglect everyone, didn't heal a single player, gave up on Geordie and Af, but then knew that he couldn't get out anyway, so just kind of went for a solo play on the point afterwards, and they just end up losing 3 there. Very, very strange. Opti here on the spy, needs to make a play, but just gets insta one-rocketed by Opti, and now in comes the, by Ron, sorry, in comes the full Uber advantage. This sentry's living for quite a while, does finally get taken down, but QB already playing this point, and there we go. This point is so big, you have to get someone onto it. You can't just kite around and shoot towards the point. You need to physically block it with your players, and 4th Fence just easily able to sneak that one away by getting those 2 scouts on it.
Okay, so far we're getting quite a competitive game, you know, even though this doesn't have any sort of playoff implications, but we see a similar story on the mid. Rons, though, deciding to opt for the cargo area, and he hasn't been seen. He's just going to get a free flank onto Patchouli, and 2 easy rockets there to clean him up. And now with no heals, it's going to be very difficult for the Shadow Wizards, but Delhi gets taken down, and this is just a huge bomb from Geordie to get those kills in the end. But ultimately, it's not enough to win the mid-fight, but it was a good effort there.
Yep, no med means it doesn't matter. It's only Af trying to do anything, and he's stuck on the wrong side of the midpoint. He's just going to have to try and cause some havoc, but he's going to be rolling out into 2 respawners any second now. Rons pops him up in the air, and he will manage to take that frag onto the soldier. If he gets Alien here, that'd be very impressive, but of course, too much to ask for. Opti does manage to stop Brujman for a little bit. They're just trading kills all over the place, which is not bad. Just slowing down the inevitable push from Forfence, but losing that extra frag is just not worth it. They don't manage to get the force onto Juxta, but they do get the random pipe. Mac just spamming through rollout, gets the drop onto Juxta.
Incredible. I didn't even see that one on my screen. It was, I completely missed that. I just saw a med explode and that was the end of it. And, well, they're going to take every single opportunity from that as they can on the side of Shadow Wizards. They are going to take second, and the Crit Creek's actually popped off a bit prematurely, maybe finding a soldier, but he just narrowly escapes. That's Brugman. They're not going to get anything else with this. Probably the best time for pressure. I mean, down the soldier the size of full fence. Definitely want to make something happen off there as they go in. Vanu getting the pick onto Juxta. Means no kills, but these full fence players are really desperately trying to salvage this situation, and they're doing a decent job of it so far, but the heals are still alive. Patchouli, he's about 100 HP. They need to make something happen here with this Brugman bomb. He goes in, but trying to scout. He really needs this medic pick.
Oh, Patchouli. Patchouli gets the Ubersaw kill as well. He's been playing so well for the last, like, 30 seconds. Patchouli just went absolutely huge. Juxta basically surfed into all the enemies and immediately gets taken down. Everyone re-aggresses onto Patch, and Patch hits a crazy surf to survive. The fight happens on second with all those backcappers on. Patch hits another crazy surf to survive another fight, and then gets the Ubersaw kill to finish everything off. So Patch playing out of his mind in that fight there, and Shadow Wizards managing to take every advantage off of it, managed to get mid, get in the advantage into enemy second as well. Geordie just bombing through as a distraction, trying to get behind, but they lose Vanu, they lose Geordie. The crits has popped off, they find Deli, but they find no medic. Ron's trying to land on the crits, just shut it down in the door, but he's not getting taken down by these Shadow Wizard players, and they've made no space at all. That's really backfired. It should have been so easy for them with that crits advantage, but now Forfence able to fight and take down Mac. Opti's going to lose his life just to buy time for Patch to get all the way out, but it's going to be a massive, massive ad for Juxta nonetheless.
Yeah, the crit's not quite working out just yet for the Shadow Wizards, but who knows, they're still running it, they're still confident. I mean, to run a Crits Creek in the first place, you have to be, you know, sure of something. You know, you have the experience on your team. Clearly, they might know something that we don't. Geordie gonna get a bomb onto Brugman, takes him down. Does get traded out though in the end, trying to lead through rollout, and Deli already wants to go in. He's already taking the left side onto last. He might catch Opti here. Opti actually gets Alien before the Uber even comes out. Oh, and Deli dies to Mac as well, so...
Yeah, the crits actually gets popped off there. That's how they kill Deli, but it doesn't seem to be worth it. They managed to escape back to mid with the full Uber, so now Shadow Wizards are going to be able to try and pressure, but they're just looking for a force here. They need to not fully commit to this, or the Uber will just get used onto them, and they will be pretty easily wiped if they do full commit. And here they are, Mac going all the way in. Geordie trying to go behind, does get taken down, but they seem to have bought time for the rest of their players to get out. Now it's going to be a 4v5 fight on second as Forfence keep the aggression going here. Vanu has managed to sneak behind towards middle, and it seems like they haven't noticed this. Now he's in enemy cargo, just behind all of Forfence. The crits ad is coming up any second now, but Vanu is just stuck in cargo. Going to be making the flank towards Toxic instead. Now has been called out, spotted by both of these scouts, but here comes the crits from ahead, and Mac just can't find a single target to shoot at. Everyone's just all over the place for Forfence, and in fact, Deli, just standing on top of this hut for the entire fight, is able to shoot stickies down, just rain terror onto the med and the scouts, and it's just Af to survive in the end. Caps up second. Juxta will have a small, well, quite a big advantage over on the other side, but no players to heal for now. A very chaotic fight as Shadow Wizards get into mid, but will they be able to commit to this cap on the low ground when all the spawners are coming in? It's going to be a difficult one. Forfence on the respawn now. They bait Geordie in and take an easy frag onto him. Now it's just the scouts and meds fighting over the middle point on the bridge as the respawners come in. Geordie still the only one down, and this Uber's coming up for Forfence any second now, so Shadow Wizards call it quits and get out of mid.
Yeah, and quite like rightly so, they have 80% on this Crits Krieg versus an Uber charge, and they do not fancy their chances whatsoever. Forfence though, going to be looking confident to take this one in. 100%. They make their way into main right now. Uber comes through. Deli gets juggled. Not able to get much apart from the gun, but the soldiers at least find Geordie on the left-hand side here as the scouts try and get onto the point. They end up just completely shutting down this defense completely, taking down AF, and that's going to be another round for Forfence.
Yeah, two pretty crap Ubers back to back that just got entirely kited. Forfence used and basically only got the sentry. Everyone from Shadow Wizards hid in spawn. Then they come out of spawn with their crits and just get entirely kited once again, and then just lose all their players afterwards. So unfortunate there for Shadow Wizards not being able to hold that out with the crits versus Uber on last, and Forfence taking their third round.
Geordie bombing in, trying to get onto Deli, but he's not quite able to find the frag. However, he has bought his team a ton of space, and they're going to take that every day of the week. Mac also looked like he was in a bit of trouble there. Does trade out with Rons. Great shots from the two players there. Mid fight still happening though, with Opti in the back lines. Finds a nice rocket onto Brugman. They're just chasing down this QB frag, and they do get it to win the mid.
Yeah, a bit slow at the end there, just in that 2v2. It was essentially Shadow Wizards were giving them two 2v1s, but Forfence just not fast enough to react. They kind of let Opti get that flank all the way off instead of just taking the fight they could see versus AF. And Opti just comes in from behind, shoots the rockets in the back, and picks up both those frags. Now the bomb coming in from Rons, trying to land onto Mac or the medic. No one's taking him down. He should be long dead, and now finally does get taken down, but Vanu's gone down as well on the other side, and then Shadow Wizards get rebombed, and Mac is all the way in, just trying to salvage, loses his life there, and they just got nothing really done with that push into second. Now the aggression coming in. Oh, Pachuli's been just cut off from the rest of his players, does hit a surf, but there's a roof above his head to catch him, and gets caught in, loses that entire crits, and now Deli bombing forwards to farm these forward spawners. This looks like it should be a Forfence round. They've got mid, they've got the full ad, they should have second here for free as well. Already in onto last, they take down Opti, they can just spawn camp here. Mac's the only one standing.
Yeah, it's been a very messy game so far, but Forfence, throughout all the chaos, have been looking fairly strong. We see them pressure the spawn doors here. Alien Smiley finally takes Uber in, gonna kill the heavy of Vanu, and with this player advantage, they're gonna start playing the point.
Yep. Blocks coming in onto the point from Geordie and Opti, but Opti dead, Geordie's too low. The sticks are now on the point once again, but Forfence can play this so easily. Geordie's last one standing, and there we go, 4-1 is the score for the Frenchies. And yeah, we need to see 6 points from Shadow Wizards if they want that 5th place finish. So we do need a 4-round comeback in 13 minutes right now. 3-3 will not cut it. They need to win both maps just in regular time. So we need 5 on the board for Shadow Wizards if they want the 5th place, but seems unlikely. Here comes the double bomb once again from Rons and Brugman. Brugman just landing on his own side, actually, as Rons in deep. They do find frags onto Vanu and Mac in the meantime, but Med is still alive. Pachuli just backing out with the Opti sniper, actually, which I did not notice.
Yeah, he's been playing sniper quite a bit this season. Off-crossing, not really his specialty, but he's giving it a go. Does get taken down by Alien.
Yep. And now with the Uber versus crits, this should just be a push for Forfence. You can just play this as if it's any other last push, as if the med doesn't have it. In fact, it's Shadow Wizards to use first, as they do pop the crits off, but Pachuli's going to die instantly. And in fact, every player's gone into lobby. Last is just completely clean for the taking. They can play point right now, but now the lobby players are entering back into the fight, but it's too little too late. And there we go, the 5th round for Forfence. They take the first map, and they secure their 5th place in this ETF2L season. It's not playoffs, but it's something at least.
Yeah, they'll definitely be happy with this. As I said, the Shadow Wizards are definitely an experienced team. They both are. Recently with Forfence acquiring Delhi and Rons, they've definitely been a more threatening entity in the Premiership division. I mean, apart from those two coming into the picture, this was never this was the lesser of the two, I guess, French teams that we usually saw, that were top five, and Forfence was kind of living in their shadow. But this time around, they are the French super team, and they are looking pretty strong.
Yeah, they were definitely one of the playoffs contenders, but I mean, you can't be a playoffs contender and drop a map to Natty Newt. That's the lesson they learned this season.
I think Pappy was right when he said that they would surprise a lot of people with how they would do. I mean, they've taken games of key games off of certain teams, and even their performance in the preseason, I think, was a shock to many people. That was a huge upset. And week one, they were put against Witness straight away, and they did get 5-0'd, but it wasn't like a complete roll. Witness still, they struggled in certain areas. So it is a credit to the team of Natty Newt for to which they've competed against these top teams. And, I think the Shadow Wizards, you could argue as well that they perhaps struggled against Swift. Maybe when Mac took those players under his wing, they probably learned a bit more than probably what he would have liked about his playstyle. But yeah, overall, I think a really exciting season, and we're ending it off with a nice little well, I like to call it a show match between these two teams.
Essentially, that's what this is. We'll assume that Reckoner is the French map pick, as it so often is, and we'll see if the Shadow Wizards can at least have something to say on Metalworks here after a quick 5-1. I do respect them for wrapping it up fast, letting us all go and watch Witness TF2 Easy over on the main channel after this one gets done. But yeah, there's nothing to be played for but pride at this point. And we'll see if Shadow Wizards have any left remaining. And as you said about Forfence, it will be interesting to see if this team sticks together. There's already rumors about what teams are going to be living or not in this off season, and Forfence are definitely going to make their way up the table in the next season if they do stick together. So it'll be interesting to see what happens come summer.
Yeah, exactly. And with the way things went with this season, there's no doubt that the next will be just as, if not more, competitive. So there's plenty of action to be looking forward to. Plenty of close games in the future. As well, with the Shadow Wizards, I'm not sure what's next for them in the future. Maybe some insider information bum, but having a close connection with a few of these players.
I don't think they're playing next season, but I don't know. Something could come out of could rise from the dead, I suppose.
Yeah, and I'm just surprised how this Forfence team sort of came together. I mean, Delhi and Rons, usually they would be keen on joining, or at least be pitching for one of the top three teams. But since this wasn't possible this time around, League of Shadows unfortunately dying, Delhi stepping down, they've been able to muster up a bit of talent here. Something that I certainly didn't foresee, because, to start out with, they were just a Div 1 team thrown into the Lion's Den, and a bunch of newcomers, but they seem to have shocked everyone with their talent, and clearly they've piqued the interest of the fellow top Frenchy players, Rons and Delhi. Delhi obviously playing League of Shadows, and his best result with them, or his best achievement in the division, would have been his time with them during the main season. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make the playoffs or LAN, but he was an integral part of that team, and to kind of join this roster of newer players as well as Rons, it kind of shows that how much promise they actually do have here.
Yeah, I mean, definitely good to see Brugman like make his mark, I suppose, as one of the players who was on Forfence last season and made it through to this roster as well as one of kind of new players. All the other Frenchies on this roster, I suppose, have been around for their fair deal of time. They're no strangers to Prem. But here we go, on to our second map, our final map of the season for both of these teams. It's Metalworks, as we do see Max surviving the rollout. He's not known for that on this mid, but he does manage it this time.
Yeah, and he's playing quite far back into Valley. Soldier, Ron's going in for the mailer bomb, lands onto Opti. That's not what he wanted, but some really nice rockets there. Almost actually gets the kill when he really shouldn't have. And so far, but both teams are down 2 players apiece. Looks like the Shadow Wizards are just content staying in the Valley area, and Mac getting some spam. Nice pipe onto QB there. Gets traded out in the end, but a bit of a chaotic mid, bit of a DM fest, but the Shadow Wizards looked just a little bit better at the end there.
Yeah, they just, I suppose, had the better positioning, all their players in a blob at the end, whereas Forfence were kind of split between being behind and being ahead, and they couldn't manage to get that pincer going fast enough. They got their players cleaned up, and then Shadow Wizards just able to cap up mid safely, and it should be said that this is the first time that Patch is on Medigun in this official, I believe, so things are completely even, 2 Mediguns apiece.
Yeah, they don't want to try any Crutch Creek shenanigans this time around, which, you know, may come as a surprise. Maybe they're feeling less confident in that regard, and Opti, though, does fail a sack, but Mac does get the pick onto Ron, so Opti's just taking a pack, and surely we're going to see some form of pressure here. Mac's already trying to poke through house on the flank. Vanu's taken quite an aggressive stance here, but nothing really comes of that, and Ron's is almost on his respawn. Geordie, though, coming in, he's been very successful with his bombs in the past, but doesn't find Juxta this time around.
Yep, Geordie going down, and there's already some re-aggression. Delhi into house, and Brugman taking Valley. They've forced the Shadow Wizards back to mid here, but there's not much ground to take as Brugman gets bombed by Opti, forced off of that position. Rons is in trying to trade it, actually airshots Vanu, so Vanu just gets diffed in the Soldier versus Scout fight. Ron's absolutely typing up a storm after that frag. Brugman now in on the sack, gets a trade for Mac. This is more and more worth it with every frag they get for Forfence, just able to force themselves out of this worst position. Geordie trying to get a flank off in the house, but does lose that one out to Rons. Rons is at least going to crater and trade for it, but now the force is out onto Shadow Wizards. They have got Delhi in the Uber, but they've not got much else. Juxta still has full advantage and 2 scouts on the beam, so there is no fight to be had here. Vanu needs to find a snipe, but not going to hit that shot. Juxta is just dancing around in his sightline, disrespecting it, and Vanu can't hit the shot. Juxta manages to survive that. So, yeah, still 100% advantage for Forfence, able to take this one even further forwards. Mac has some dangerous forward traps up, and Opti is still all the way in behind, actually, but this advantage is dwindling bit by bit the longer Forfence don't use it.
Yeah, Opti, long-time team member of Mac. The synergy might be there as Mac does spot the combo in eventually. Opti, though, he just isn't in the right position to really follow up. The Uber's already gone deep into lobby. Finally gets in and gets the rockets off, but he's not able to find the frag. Does go down, and this is just
alone on second for a solid like 20 seconds, just fighting literally the entire combo of Shadow Wizards and not getting killed. And the longer they were looking at QB, they were trying to clean him up for so long when he was like a free kill right in front of them. It basically baits the combo out of position, and that Uber advantage that Forfence finally used there, it's just able to completely wipe Shadow Wizards off of it. So they're back on the Kritzkrieg now, back to what they know. And we'll see if it works out any better for them. Geordie in with a forwards bomb, does get one rocket onto Delhi, and Opti is going to follow up with a Juxta frag. QB going down, Alien is caught in, not going to get a chance to respond. Brujman bombing just towards the pack, but he should get taken down as well here. Patchouli should survive this one. It's just Rons and Delhi to worry about, and they just have a sliver of health between them. Delhi's going to opt to survive instead, and now it's 100% crit sad for Shadow Wizards.
Yeah, and bit of a turnaround here. They've gone back to the Kritzkrieg, and right now they just need to spot the enemy combo, which they're going to do eventually. They need to clear house first, and there are some stickies on the door by Delhi, but nothing too out of the ordinary for them to get perhaps caught by Opti's taunting in the face of the enemy combo. And they're just able to take that point completely for free.
Yep, still trying to build on the side of Forfence here. They've got the full disad set up, and the first crit sticky comes in, just whiffs past Juxta's shoulder, and this Pyro is denying the rest of the crits aptly. Brujman and Ron's going to trade out. Brujman then gets taken down by Vanu on the follow-up, and Geordie has managed to take a lot of space off of this Kritzkrieg, but there's actually... They do manage to take the sentry gun down in a very interesting manner as Vanu finds like a headshot angle over the dispenser to take that one down, but the force comes out on Forfence eventually, and Mac has actually just landed above point. He's raining down hell from above the point, now drops down onto it, but there's too many blockers from Forfence. They all converge at the point at once and manage to do a lot of damage to the players on it. Now it's 2 scouts versus 2 scouts. Opti with the final bomb in, trying to get anything done, gets taken down eventually. And it would have been an ad for Patchouli here, but he's got no one to heal.
Yeah, and that ad is... Oh, Juxta as well, though. Beam got disconnected for a second there.
Vanu says in chat, did you see that dispenser tech? I saw it, bro, I saw it. He was hiding behind the dispenser, shooting the sentry, and the sentry couldn't shoot back.
I mean, that was perfect, because against the Sentry and Pyro, it doesn't matter how good of a demo man you are, it's just... You're just unable to play the game at that point, but...
Scout shots are what matters most against sentries, I guess, but... Here comes the crits, 97% for Juxta, just has to get this in time and does manage it, and now everyone converges. Oh, Opti's just on the point though, never mind. They managed to get everyone focusing on that combo with the Kritzkrieg play, and they could just get Opti on the point instead. All the Frenchies were so worried about insta-killing Patchouli, but there we go. Shadow Wizards able to even it up.
Yeah, Opti with the pain train. I mean, that was one of the key things that made him such a threat, you know, in the Season 40 sort of era, when he was
gaming, yeah.
top 2 soldier, yeah. And, I mean, there we go. We see how powerful it is just then. No point presence apart from a single soldier, and that won them the round. Opti bombing in for the medic, finds one rocket. Juxta being taken down. QB trying to duel these scouts with the help of Rons. But it is Delhi ultimately who finds the frag. Now pushing across, we have QB and Alien just cleaning up everyone else, and that's a comfortable mid for Forfence there.
Yeah, just looked like it was all going wrong for Forfence. They were in a 4v4, but theirs was the team without heals, but they just had that perfect 3-2-1 synergy to all get in. They get the med, they get all the frags. And Mac is just solo in alone on second here, does get the stickies up onto the player. Rons was hiding, trying to lay a trap, but the trap gets sprung and it's completely faulty. He doesn't even get the kill. Mac able to just 2v1 his way out of there. Huge play by him. Rons just wasn't expecting that to happen, I guess. He thought he was in the power position hiding in that corner, but now Shadow Wizards back in the game, able to take this one forwards towards mid.
Yeah, Mac is a big threat with this lock and load here. It's able to get some damage onto the scout, but Delhi, though, kind of destroying him there and living to tell the tale as the aggression is kind of shrugged off on the side of Forfence. And, I mean, Geordie goes in for some kind of hero play, but he's not going to find Patchouli at the end of that. And full fence now. They have this Uber to work with. Shadow Wizards, they don't have the players, so we're going to see another last situation this time with the Shadow Wizards being on last.
Yep, and even Ubers, both teams on Uber this time. Ron's hitting a skip jump, able to land on Mac, could take this kill down, but no, gets juggled back into the stickies, and Mac is going to clean him up with the debt. Opti now already looking forwards for an opportunity maybe, but instead it's going to be the combo walking through the other side of lobby that kind of want to get things going here. They do have a Brugesman up close to deal with, and they're going to get that frag, but QB and Deli now in from behind could cause havoc. They've dropped some players from the combo already, and Patch has dropped every single one of his players and then forces anyway onto an NG. This is not a good look for blue team. The Uber's so much better for fence now as they do move this one in. They're surely going to just clean everyone up and wipe here and get the point. Varney's the last one with anything to say about it, but there we go. Second round coming in for fence, and that wrap around lobby was just absolutely savage. Patch dropped absolutely everyone. Could have maybe been salvaged if he used just a bit sooner, or even if he didn't use on last as a panic at all. Maybe had an Uber that was a bit more even and get the players from the respawn involved. It was basically a situation where anything but what he did would have turned out better, but they are still on Medigun, and I have to say that both... Oh, Brugesman just insta-gives Mac on this mid. Surely this mid is over.
Yeah, and I mean, they're still giving it a go on the side of the Shadow Wizards, but all of the positioning, all of the just the damage is in the way of for fence, and Opti is sort of hiding in house. I mean, he's been spotted, so he can't really do much at the end of the day. He might go for something.
What I was just about to say is now also staying true. They've only won the round where they played crits. They've gone Medigun the other 3 rounds, and they've lost all 3 of them. Well, this round isn't lost yet, but it's looking that way. There's the Uber is about to come in. It doesn't really matter that they've lost Brugesman back on mid. There's no Opti on last. Here comes the Uber now. Alien taking down that sentry. Mac is still above point, and they don't know about it. He is just hiding up on this lamp. They're starting to clean the stickies. Mac falls down, but it might be too little too late. They've already got 90% cap time, and there we go. Fence with another round, taking that one 3-1. And let's see if they've noticed the pattern recognition that they need to be on crits to win this round. There we go. Patch on the crits.
Yeah, and I don't think even... the funny thing is I don't think it really matters at the end of the day. Just so happens to be a correlation between the crit streak and the wins. But Mac whiffing his rollout a little bit there. But I'm sure if... Oh, Brugesman again, so aggressive. Okay, they seem to get out of house nice and cleanly here. Geordie actually going in, but he's way too weak at the end of that bomb. Opti manages to sink down Alien Smiley, but yeah, the Shadow Wizards this time leaving a lot sooner, and they have this crits advantage. Whether or not they're going to use it is entirely up to them with their 2 scouts.
Here we go, 2 scouts crits, but they're not finding any of the kills, not hitting enough shots for it to really matter. They get Brugesman down very, very low, but the kill isn't there, and the crossbow is unfortunately in the game, so none of that damage matters anymore. The force is out onto fence, but they don't really have many players to find. I guess Af and Geordie just feed into the Uber. Just they felt bad that Uber wasn't going to get anything. Decide to offer up some gifts for fence to find, and now the Kritzkrieg advantage back in the hands of Patchouli, but Mac is just getting juggled in. He doesn't care about getting juggled in. He's going to 1v2 people, and the players coming in from behind for fence are at least going to get some frags and kind of even this one up, but Mac very nearly just kind of solo 1v3'd in lobby there.
Yeah, no respect from Mac there. It's this time the aggressive lobby play works out for them. Well, I'd say works out, but they're still facing a disadvantage now.
Honourable Kritzkrieg play. Both teams opting for Kritzkrieg now, as Juxta picking up the yellow gun as well. So let's see what Af nearly just got died to a stray spam rocket there. He got taken down very low, and then some spam was coming in, but he is going to survive. Ron's trying to peek out what's going on last just before this crits comes in. Going to be onto Deli from the far. right as he does use off. Insta-kill onto 3 people! Deli with a huge crits. And now they are going to be taking this round for sure. Max says in chat, his crits is better than mine, GG. And I mean, it's absolutely true. I haven't seen 3 kills with a single crit sticky in so long. Deli just decimates everyone on Shadow Wizards instantly. Wowzers. And yeah, Mac hasn't done anything like that this game.
Yeah, and it's like what I said on reckon. I mean, Mac isn't known for as much for his crits plays, but there is one player that certainly is, and he just so happens that he's the opposing demo man this time around. And there we go, there 3 easy kills for Deli. I mean, he just seems to pull it out of the bag every time. Next mid though, Geordie trying to find the med. He does do it this time. Opti with the follow-up as well, claiming Brugman, and he's still alive, getting onto Deli here. Nice rockets coming out from the soldiers on the side of the Shadow Wizards, but ultimately, for Fence, they have this player ad, and there's only Vanu remaining. Runs with the skill stick and the taunt.
He gets the Market Garden with the wrong gun entirely, and yeah, this is just meme territory now. Mac just insta-bombed at the start of that mid and went down. I think the guys know that this is over. It's been over for a while, but now it's over. Double crits again. Let's see if Deli can make some magic happen again. He's got 100% success rate on his crits, and he's only used 1. Mac has a 0, and he's used about 5. So Geordie getting taken down as well by Deli. This was actually a small crits ad for Juxta before, but it's been built a bit better by Patchouli. It's looking roundabout even now. Opti hiding in this corner will get the frag onto Brugman, using that taunt tech to know that they're coming. And there's actually a wrap through house, and they're just cleaning up everyone on Forfence with that wrap. Everyone was so focused on Valley that the Shadow Wizards just are able to make it through house and pretty much wipe Forfence in the back. Ronz is the only one here hiding in this corner to make a play. Been spotted by Vanu and will get insta-gibbed as well. So this is the opportunity. This is the 5-4 comeback, surely.
Yeah, and it's time for a bit of redemption, I think, from Mac, as he has another crits to work with here. And it looks like they're going to take it straight into, but have they spotted the traps
There's
from
sticks above
Deli?
them. Oh! And there we go, Deli once again able to just diff Max crits as he insta-gives him. Opti hiding on the forward kit, just gets 2-shot insta, killed by QB. QB knows that pause. Everything that could have gone wrong just went wrong for Shadow Wizards. Wow, the Forfence are just making everything work. They even get all of these extra kills on the back of things. They're pretty much spawn trapping, and they pick up the enemy crits, I believe, or Juxta was at least looking at the minigun for a second there. This might just be their own crits. They have 100% on it once again, either way, so this should be the end of the round, the end of the game, the end of the offie, and the end of the season, as they have this 100% crits ad. Geordie is in behind, they're 2 down. That means that they know there's only 3 players on last. In comes the crits, it's onto Brugman this time, and he just actually gets dodgeball reflected, but it doesn't matter when you stand on the point. There we go, GG. 6-0 is the score, 5-1, 5-1. And Forfence take that 5th place in the season.
Yeah, and commiserations to the Shadow Wizards. I mean, they definitely had an impressive lineup coming into the season. Both teams, you know, just missing out on the playoffs. They just didn't get the win, the crucial wins required, which, you know, is unfortunate, but there's always next time, right? And we know Forfence is definitely going to be looking into, you know, the future fairly strong, and they're only going to get better as they get more experience here. But I believe Witness and TF2 they've just started product, so
that game is ongoing, so we'll try and wrap up here as quickly as possible and get the host off. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and tune in for the next couple of weeks. We'll have lots of juicy playoff games to bring you, but right now we'll send you to Witness TF2 on the main channel. See ya!